we've had our headbutts before, and probably I've headbutted with all of you guys at some point or another. Scott and I, and Doobie and I, and Dana, and we've all, you know, we're competitive, we want to win, we want great tournaments, we want all this stuff just perfect, and sometimes it doesn't go that way. And so if I ticked off anybody, or if I forfeited you, Gail Skinner, where are you? I forfeited the crap out of Gail. He likes it. So thanks for putting up with me all these years for that. I started, I was 13, and I thought I was pretty good. I was the best kid at my park rec center, and started getting out to an arcade, and I saw these TS tournament posters, and thought I was pretty good, so I talked my dad into taking me to San Francisco. It was the Goalie World Championships. And I show up there, and I've got this partner, Double Barrel Darryl. Double Barrel Darryl was a great goalie, right? So we go up there, and I'm looking at the sign-up sheet, and the sign-up sheet says rookie, novice, and open. Right? I'm thinking, well, shit, I've been playing a year and a half. I'm not this rookie thing. I can't be rookie. This novice thing sounds kind of weak, too. How about this open? Let's sign up for open. Okay, so we go up there. I was 15 years old, I think. My dad had drive me up there. And I'm walking around the tournament room, and the place was on a hotel floor. There must have been maybe 40 tables there, but the place had mirrors all the way around. So it looked like there was 1,000 tables in there. And it had a balcony that hung over, so you could get up on the balcony and kind of see all the matches below. So it was a really cool place. So I'm in there, and I see this Galaxy team foos, and a bunch of guys walk by with these brown Galaxy shirts. I'm like, then I see this guy with a Thor airbrush shirt, and he's got a hammer, and he's smacking a foosball, and I'm like, where'd all these guys come from? You know? They can't be that good. So first round, open doubles, me and my buddy Darryl, never played a tournament, don't know the rules yet, nothing. We get matched up against future Hall of Famer, NorCal legend Jimmy Lopez and his partner Mike Forsman, right? I have no idea who these guys are. So we go up to this table. These guys are like the top doubles team in the Bay Area at the time, I think. We get up to the table, and Jimmy's just pacing the table. He's just pacing. He can't wait to play. And Darryl and I are like, okay, well, we flip a coin. What do? We get this thing going. And Jimmy had a chip-up series and a push kick. And he also had a lot of attitude. So it's like 2-0, and Jimmy's already, yes! High-fiving Forsman. They're taking a timeout, and he's bouncing around like he's in a fight. And my buddy and I are holding the rods. We're like, so I looked at there, I go, he's only got one pass, and he's only got one shot, no problem. Anyway, we get smoked by these guys. So we're like, well, you know, lesson learned. I go to loser bracket. We play another team. I can't remember who those guys were. I was already in the days at this point. We get shellacked. So I'm out of the tournament in about 25 minutes. Dad, take me home. This game sucks. So I drove home, and it stung for a couple weeks. And now, you know what? I gotta practice. I didn't stick around and watch and learn anything really, which I should have, hindsight. But so I started dinking around at the park and was playing. Then there was a local arcade. There was some stuff. And now I get the tournament soccer newsletters, and I'm reading about Doug Furry and Jim Wiswell and all these guys making money on the tour, and they're pros. And Doug Furry wins a Porsche, and this and that. And now I'm like 16, almost 17. I'm like, that's what I want to do. I want to be a pro foosball player, right? So we still don't really have tournaments there, and right about 1980, 81, as a lot of you old-timers know, tournament soccer went up. Okay, so right about the time I'm old enough to go travel and play, now there's no tournaments. So I spent weekends dinking around in the arcade, and there's another guy that a lot of you guys know, Butch, one of my old friends. Him and I are playing in the arcade one day, and we're beating everybody that comes in. And one day, and a lot of you know this story, this little short guy, about 3 feet tall, comes walking in, and he's got a blonde girl with him, and they're watching us play, and after a few minutes, he puts a quarter up on the table, right? So I'm looking at Butch, I'm like, okay, we'll play. And he's standing there, and he can barely look over the table, and he's playing. He's not bad, he's got a few moves, you know, and the girl's not too bad, and we beat him 5-2, 5-2, 5-1. 3-4 games go by, and now he's like chirping a little bit. Well, you guys are kind of lucky. we're pretty full of ourselves. We think we're pretty good. And he goes, why don't we play for like $1? I'm like, sure, yeah, I can handle $1 because he's paying for the games now, and it was 50 cents back then. So I said, yeah, we'll play for $1, and he goes, all right, hold on 1 second. He goes running outside, he comes back in, and all of a sudden now he's got a stool, and he sets it down, and he's got his name on it. Right? It's a wood. I remember it was a wood grain stool, and it was all stained and everything. It's got his name on it, and I'm like, what the heck? And so then the girl's over there, and she puts a glove on. So we played for $1 a game, and the first game he made it close. They beat us like 5-4, right? It was close. So now he's got me sucked in. Yeah, let's go again. You got lucky. Another $1. Let's go again. You got lucky. Now this girl's peppering shots from the back. She's passing to him. They're switching on us. They're doing all kinds of stuff. And I end up losing, I don't know, every dollar I had, 15, 16 bucks in my pocket, which is a lot. And I'm just stunned, and I'm like, outside, and I'm looking at Butch. I'm like, why couldn't you block this? And he's yelling at me, you couldn't stop a pass. So he comes out there, and he's got that shit-eating doobie grin, as you know. And he's like, you know what? You guys are pretty good. You should come to Galaxy on Friday nights. We have tournaments. So Doobie actually really kind of invited me personally there to come get shellacked again to Galaxy in Fremont. And I had kind of remembered it from that tournament a couple years before, but then we started making the drive to Galaxy, and I started making friends with Adrian and a bunch of the guys. Well, I guess we were friends. We were always meeting each other at the table, and we were getting shellacked for a long time. And I started running tournaments in San Jose at this arcade to keep up with Fremont. We didn't have anything in San Jose. Fremont was the king. They had all the tournaments, they had all the players, so I started my real promotion then in 80 or 81 or so, something like that, to keep up with Fremont. So our best guy in San Jose was probably Scott at the time, Roy Albert, who may be a potential Hall of Famer for sure someday, were the best guys in our area for a while, and it kind of started from there. I took a break. 1991, Ed McLeod of Tornado and I weren't seeing eye to eye, and I stopped for a while. And I started playing on a traveling softball team and doing something different to take the competitive thing I learned in foosball and had to do something else with it. Right? So I wasn't in foosball for a few years, and during that time all the arcades closed down, and there were no tables. Foosball was just about dead. There was 7 or 8 guys playing at Bruce Van Buskirk's house in the blue room. He had a couple tables stuffed in this teeny little room in the house, and Marv and Dana and a few guys were just playing there once in a while. There was no foosball. I saw Valley took over Tornado. I liked the league program. It looked cool, so I kind of got back in and started promoting again. Then fast forward years later, I sold off my route and stopped promotion again for a couple years. And I focused on trying to do the Foosball Master Tour TV show. Okay, some of you have heard of that. And I wanted to get a lot of my local buddies that I'd played foosball against for years on the show and active and get them involved, right? And started out good. I got divorced that same summer, lost some sponsors, the show lost some traction, wasn't able to get it going again. And then a year or two after that, I see the route suffered again, and foosball was dying out again. It was one place here, Utopia. Darren and Ted were running some stuff, but really, we didn't have anything going. There wasn't much going on. So I came back again years ago and started doing some things. And then lastly, Matt and Gemma really took an active hand in helping me out a couple years ago. So as I look back at this thing, I don't necessarily consider myself a player much anymore, because I don't play in the tournaments much. I'm not even really a promoter, but I think it's come down to like, I was a caretaker of foosball in Northern California. It was more of something I just don't want to see it go away. I want to see it continue to try to grow again and get big like it was back in the day when we started. And that kind of hit me as I was putting this little speech together. I was writing some things down. More of a caretaker than a promoter or a player, I think, is be kind of the legacy that I want, and I want to pass that to Dana and Steve, continue that, keep foosball growing. All your guys' efforts has helped that. Everybody's, internet savvy now, and marketing and the media, and that's great, and that's really helped us out and helped me out. So, and with that, it's kind of come down to, it's more than just me. It's more than just a table or a tournament or even a venue to play the tournament. It's just a great, great game, not just for the competition, but as Dana eloquently said, for the friendship and camaraderie and the stuff that you learn from it, how to compete, focus, practice, all those things that might help you with something else in life. And so for that, I'm very grateful, and I thank you guys in the committee for putting me in the NorCal Hall of Fame. Steve, myself, and Dana, and the plaques will be here for anybody to take a look at. And I'm sure Steve's ready to sign some autographs at any moment, pose some pictures. And I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to get situated, use the bathroom, smoke, drink, whatever you need to do. And I'm going to call matches up here in about 5-10 minutes, okay? Thank you.
Josh.